Good afternoon, you're watching Lunchtime News on TV1. But before we head into our stories, first we'll take a look at your headlines.
North Korea's Kim Jong-un meets South Korea's Moon Jae-in DMZ for historic talks. SLFP MPs make official request to be seated in the opposition. Politicians comment on the aftermath of the local government polls.
Well, we'll have more details on that story at 9 tonight. With that, we move on to one of your leading stories for the day. Preparations are underway at the Breakbrook Street, Colombo, where the Serious Union Assurance Vesak Zone will be held for a period of 3 days. The sacred relics that will be placed at the Vesak Zone will be carried from 2 temples in a motorcade. Here's a look at several accidents reported during the past 24 hours.
1 person died and 6 others injured in an accident that took place in Marakolle area in Tangal Hambantota main road earlier this morning. Police said a car plying from Tangal to Hambantota collided head-on with a car travelling in the opposite direction. A 40-year-old man named Ranpatamanige Piyadasa from Hungama died in the accident, and the injured were rushed to the Tangal base hospital. A motorcyclist was seriously injured after he crashed onto electricity cable near the Nuvaravava Slice Gate on the Anuradhapura Mihintalaya main road. Our correspondent said the electricity cable had fallen onto the motorcyclist due to strong winds. The injured was rushed to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital.
Remains of an unidentified man were found in the Kakkapalya area in Chilla.
Police discovered the remains close to a road in the Kakkapalya area based on a tip-off. Police suspect the death could be a homicide or an accident. Accordingly, the police are conducting further investigations. The identity of the deceased is yet to be ascertained. The body is currently at the Chilav Hospital morgue.
Police have arrested a suspect over the shooting which took place in the Kotahena on the 8th of March. The suspect was arrested in Kotahena by the Colombo Criminal Division under the charges of aiding and abetting as well as concealing evidence. The suspect is a 40-year-old and is a resident from the area. On the 8th of March, 2 gunmen shot dead a man in Hettiawatu, Kotahena. 2 others were seriously injured. A Bhakti performance organized by Sri Lanka police to celebrate Vesak took place yesterday.
The event took place at the Police Field Force headquarters in Bambalapitiya. The event was graced by Minister of Public Administration and Management and Minister of Law and Order Ranjit Madhuma Bandara as well as IGP Pujita Jayasundara.
A Chinese national was arrested at the Katnayaka International Airport for the alleged possession of a stock of illicit cigarettes.
Customs spokesperson Sunil Jairatna said the stock was brought over from Dubai to Sri Lanka. Customs officials seized 20,980 cigarettes worth 1.4 million rupees from the suspect's possession. The suspect was released after imposing a fine of 50,000 Sri Lankan rupees.
The Sri Lanka Freedom Party MPs who voted in favour of the motion of no confidence against the Prime Minister made an official request to be allocated seats in the opposition. The SLFP MPs, including Susil Premajayanta and Lakshman Yapa Abewardena, called on the General Secretary of the Parliament this morning to officially hand over their written request to be allocated seats in the opposition side of the Parliament. Preparations are underway at Breakbrook Street, Colombo, where the Serious Union Assurance Vesak Zone will be held for a period of 3 days. The sacred relics that will be placed at the Vesak Zone will be carried from 2 temples in a motorcade.
The Sandagiri Seya Sarvana relics, which will be placed at the Vesak zone, are being moved from the Tissamaharama Rajamahaviharaya. The relics were taken to the Palleb at the Sankapalla Rajamahaviharaya yesterday, and this morning they were placed in a motorcade to be brought to the Vesak zone following religious observances. The motorcade carrying the relic will pass the Ambilipitiya town and reach the Ganegama Rajamahaviharaya today. The Saravana relic and the Anubudhu Mihindu Maharath relics that were moved from the historic Mihintale Rajamahaviharaya reached the Kurunagala Yantan Palva Kohila Pukuna Viharaya yesterday. The motorcade carrying the relics passed Kurunagala this morning. The motorcade will reach the Kotadeniyava Kudagamana Viharaya this evening. The Agrastravaka relics from the Moravaka Bangla Viharaya will be on display at the Vihara premises today for the locals to pay reverence. Thereafter, the relics will be moved to the Sirasa Union Assurance Vesak Zone. The Sirasa Union Assurance Vesak Zone will take place from the 29th of April to the 1st of May at Braybrook Place, Colombo 2.
Well, before we wrap news for the day, here's a look at statements made in the political arena.
We got to know that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the UNP will decide on the future steps of the government and will come into an agreement. It is good if they could identify and rectify all the issues that were there over the past 2 to 3 years. We are expecting the minor parties to sign this agreement. We believe these two parties alone cannot be making decisions. Why? Because we were also involved in making this government. During the no-confidence motion, it was us who bailed out the government, not anyone else. The political cyclone following the local government polls has not stopped. One wave came as the motion of no confidence. Mahinda and the group committed betrayal. There is something called match fixing. The no-confidence motion could have been passed.
Well, this is a wrap of lunchtime news for the day. More news follows on our website www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Sarah Fonseca for the News First team. Do join us again on our afternoon 55s as we bring you the very latest.